Once again, prove my analyst wrong. Let's head over to a commentary duo of Lyrical and AY.
Thank you so much, Shiva, on the panel. Yes, indeed, that is what we always want to do, prove our panelists wrong. Aoi, you looking at these drafts, we talked about it right before the start, these combos that you can get with the Naga Siren, and you'd mentioned like one of the only things that you can BKB is Disruptor Aghanims, or you can't BKB rather, so they've got the combos this game for sure on OG.
Yeah, I think it's actually the only thing you can't BKB now. I could be wrong on that, but even if you get Black Code or like a perfectly timed Ravage or Potomeld, you can get BKB off. How Dota works is like nothing, like stuff happens on the same frame, but there's always an order. Nothing really happens at the same time, and BKB gets priority. On the Disruptor eggs, it hits you during the sleep, so if it's already on, you can't get priority. I think, okay, so Seb has gone for the no item build into, I'm assuming, a fast
Ring of Health?
I would like to see the Helmet Dominator that Ice pulled out the Singapore Major and 3-3 use in this tournament to great effect. But we'll see if he goes for Ring of Health for a faster hood, because there is a lot of magical damage coming out from Tundra, or the Helm of Iron Well.
I'm pretty sure this was an Arkosh strat, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, what's Arkosh strat? The zero item offlaner?
Yeah, exactly, except it's not a Pudge this time.
Yeah, it looks a lot better on heroes that aren't Pudge, because other heroes are less pathetic and weak. But yeah, the idea is really good, right? Because regen is expensive to buy. So if you can get away with skipping it, like it's a greedy idea. He thinks like he can get carried in lane. Are they putting the... No, Disruptor's just coming for the runes. It's some Potom Tidehunter. Peter was mentioning on the panel, but you just arrow the range creep and so nullify any aggression for your opponent.
It'll be good to see that one, and obviously you can just ferry out regen. You know, Saksa, if he wants to, he can just give him either tangos or healing salve. Since there is no more cooldown on tangos anymore, you can just constantly do that, at least until he gets that Ring of Health. And we'll see if they can try and punish this.
And I like this. They're starting tri-lane on OG here. They might get a kill here. Tada's done a pre-shield and he's trying to zone, but they don't know about the third hero here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to counter Razor. I think we saw nothing 1 second as top lane. They're still going to be battling here.
Okay, going for it. The chase forward. Maybe they're just going to stick with this. I mean, throw out the arrow, giving Seb a good start. Certainly not a bad idea. And it does look like he's doing what you're talking about, rushing that Helm of Iron Will on this Tidehunter.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think you can kick a Luna out of lane if you go for this build. Anyways, back to the middle lane. I think it was Nothing to Say versus either Abid or Carl, but he played this matchup as Razor, and he actually went even or slightly ahead than the Lina because he just maxed the plasma field and played to do that. Normally, Lina's like sort of supposed to counter Razor. I mean, they picked it. Yeah, they picked it after the Razor this game, so they had the same idea.
Well, it certainly has sort of been a redefining of how these mids work, as down bottom 3-3s taking a good chunk of damage here just from the spam coming from No Tail. But it definitely feels like people are coming up with new ideas of how to counter out these heroes, as Fata going to connect the creep waves. So that
very
is,
nifty.
That was really good.
He ran in front of the tier 1 to grab the wave as soon as he had the read that Saksa was going to do that. As a result, like normally on Radiant, you have this big lane pull advantage where you can like deny a wave from your opponent, etc. But here he sort of nullified that. They're not even going to manage to connect the wave to the next creep wave, so this lane's just going to be straight in front of Tundra's tower.
Very nicely played by the Fata, Abba, and simultaneously trying to get some stacks off at the same time. We haven't really taken a look at bottom all that much yet, but this two sort of brawly melee heroes in the Nyx Assassin and Sand King. Talking about sort of weak laners to some extent, but if they do find people out like this, might be a chance for first blood. No Tail? Oh, doesn't have Burrow Strike yet on 3-3. All right, that'll stop the aggression.
He does have 2 salves on No Tail. He loves to buy those salves for his carry. But I think they're pretty happy with this on Tundra at bottom. They're going to get to pull to the neutral creeps, just sandstorm everything here, and get a lot of farm on 3-3.
Them to watch for indeed, as No Tail coming to try and contest this, maybe soak up a little bit of XP, but Sand King does manage to find him, and we'll shove him back for the moment. As up top, Seb keeps this pressure on. Talked about how strong this ability is, actually going to connect with the arrow. Ada pops the stick, gonna go for a chase down. Does have a point right now in the curse. but Skitter doesn't want to chase. He needs to just hit these creeps under tower. And
It
Thompson, whoa.
Ooh. Whoa, they're in deep there.
Yeah.
And that
completely
second solve from
back.
Nota coming in clutch. If he didn't have that solve, I think mid lane would pretty much be over. You know, you're forced to walk back to base this early.
Well, a nice start.
It is 4 CS to 18, by the way. Tidehunter is not having a good time. I mean, Soxa's doing bottom things where you're always happy, but Tidehunter is suffering.
That is not what you would want to see. And he is just running around now, arrowing large creeps. This is the classic that I feel like we've seen a few times now with the Mirana. And sort of the lanes breaking down a little bit already. No Tail putting a lot of effort towards mid, trying to make sure that Thompson has a good time against 9. They've been able to go relatively even here, at least for the moment. 14-6 versus 13-4. And that does set up for Skitter to have a really nice start. He's one of the top CSs in the game right now.
Yeah, both side lanes, I think Tundra are very comfortable with what's happening. They do get a centaur stomp onto 3-3, so he takes a little bit of additional damage, but he's just pulling waves into neutrals and sort of hyper accelerating here. And Sand King, he's not a particularly strong hero, but it's 4 minutes in, 3-3, he's gonna go sell his branch for a Vanguard at 4 minutes. And that means like you can kick Naga Siren out of lane with this. I play a lot of Naga Siren, just it's one of my favorite heroes, and Sand King, if he has a good start, Sand King's one of the hardest heroes to deal with.
Snake King taking a lot of damage down bottom. The right click's coming through. Good burrow strike. That keeps him alive. And 3-3 will be able to take back over this lane. As you mentioned, it's so hard to do anything against the Sand King now.
No gold for you.
And normally you think Nyx, Sand King are just pathetic laners. But honestly, it's the same for Naga Siren. She's just not that powerful in lane. Because, I mean, it's not like she's bad, but how Naga Siren lanes is you focus on your own farm, you sort of shove the wave in with like Illusion to Reptide, and you don't care so much about how your opponent is doing.
Well, certainly given a better start to the Sand King than we're seeing for Seb here. Although, again, as you mentioned, we got to keep this in context of the Mirana moving around, getting farm for herself. Is going to place a pretty aggressive ward there back behind the mid-tier 1 tower as well. And they have another one up on this cliff, which we'll see if Snake King has an idea that it's up there. Yeah, so he's going to be able to go for this D ward. Soxa getting a little bit up in his face as well. Very awkward situation there. Going to try and go for the deny. Oh, throws out the stun.
Good stun by Snake King.
So no kills yet. A very different game from what we saw in the lower bracket finals.
Oh, and a very pivotal root steal from Snake King as well. Oh, he's going on to 9
This is an LSA. Trying to go for him. Is it going to be enough? The big arrow. Snake King looks for the stun. Not quite in range. And 9. Able to live through it, but does get the aquatic shield afterwards. Thompson still able to get that finish with one last punch, and Fada dropped down low. Snake King wants to kill Thompson. This dude's alive on 26 HP.
Oh, he might die.
Should know
He has
that there's
range
a
off.
ward there. Ooh, wait, they've got Miscoil, but don't want to turn to try and burn. Thompson gets out of there.
Oh, and that's a huge play. Anytime you have these lanes, you counter pick the lane with Lina versus Razor. Oh, and Thompson, he finds Fada as well. Anytime you have these lanes where you're sort of supposed to counter pick your opponent and win the lane, and it swings the other way for whatever reason, it's a huge deal in terms of the draft. Just anytime, as a drafter, like anytime you think something's gonna happen, and your game plan sort of falls apart, sometimes you've overcompensated for it in other parts of your draft. You're like, okay, mid's winning, so we can be a little bit weaker on our supports this game, Abaddon Nyx, they don't make as many moves. Now Thompson makes these big plays against solo kills. Like, what are the moves coming in from Tundra now? You have to wait for 3-3 to get really farmed.
And he is very farmed. As you saw from that stat, it's one of the fastest Vanguards that we've seen, but it is still going to be a while. And in that time period, it feels like OG can potentially make some stuff happen, whether it's around, this Helm of the Dominator coming out from Seb, or whether it's, just Thompson running in there and trying to make some plays happen, as we saw from that moment. And so many little individual counterplays, right? Like the Abba being able to purge off the Q from Disruptor, and then, getting a little bit over aggressive afterwards and gaining that last right click before the damage steal wore out. But we'll see how this one goes as the runes are getting picked up, and down bottom, they do go in for the kill. So 3-3, able to make something happen there on the Sand King.
That was a solo kill. He just stunned and epicentered him. And it's a big deal to sort of kill the enemy support who's trying to camp the tower. Because when the support stands at the tower, they're effectively getting like a full lane of EXP and gold, right? So that kill it's basically worth as much as a normal core kill. You can see like the tower pressure coming in, and it's not like Noto really wants to TP back bottom. I mean, he might. He's waiting for his TP in base. But it might not feel good because they'll just dive him again.
In this moment. Oh, he looks like he's going to go top. So they're wanting to try and get a return kill since they have a feeling that this tower is going to start going down as Fada keeps that pressure on. They have the Helm of the Dominator creep, which can tank through a lot of those tower shuts too. And do Tundra want to come and contest this?
Dire's top tower.
Saksa, he's been so good at warding up Luna's jungle. This results in Alta being able to come in here.
Looking for something. They pull back Skitter. Disruptor, pretty good hero for that. TP's away immediately. Oh, but the stun! The chain, it's there. They get the Skitter kill and Fada. He's going to go down too. So a couple quick ones from OG as the tips come out, but Thompson's starting to feel himself here in this grand finals.
And immediately, Saksa, after setting up that big play for the top, he rotates bottom, he rewards himself. He gets to take all this farm and push the lane. They noted that 3-3 TP top, you know, Abaddon and Skitter both use their TPs in that play, so they're not going to be able to do anything aggressive. Now Thompson's stealing the jungle, Saksa's catching up, and Tidehunter, even if like he's pushing that top lane, he had already done the 3-3, you know, where you send your centaur or troll and join them in the gank. It's a very strong concept. Tundra did get some compensation during that play. Lina was able to shove mid, sort of catch up. We can see her rise a bit through the network. And 3-3, he defended top, and he's looking like a solid wall here. But
it's
overall,
really hard.
Very good for OG.
Yeah, it's so hard to come and try and push this Sand King out, but like you said, just being able to come in and invade like this that we're seeing from Seb, it kind of doesn't feel like it matters that much because you're shutting down this Luna's farm. You know, Skitter doesn't feel comfortable here at all. 3-3 is coming to try and connect the creep wave over to the side with Sumail and No-Tail all around him. Epicenter afterwards, they just dropped the ulti. They have vision down on him. Down, Ravage afterwards. Is 3-3 going to go down here? Yes, they find the kill. That is huge. Oh, geez, they take down the impenetrable wall.
That's the biggest kill on the map, and honestly a little bit greedy from 3-3. He saw all the heroes top, but he just wanted to equal a little bit more efficiency. That kill does not happen under the tower, and honestly it might not happen again if not for the center creep coming out from Seb's HOTD. I mean, it probably would have, they still eclipsed. But again, like, the value of this item on offlaners, this item fell out of favor a lot, I think, during this last patch, but it still gives you a lot of things. Like, there's a meta where offlaners always went for Helm of Dominator. Oh, is he gonna get eclipsed back to base? He can barrel strike it.
Oh,
he misses the barrel strike.
Yeah, and now it's a long walk. He's gonna dig himself up something. He's like, I don't even want this creep. Give me back to that lane. But the walk out there is going to take too long as tier 1 will go down. And mid, I mean, it's all just being pressured right now by OG. I mean, granted, it's less than 1,000 gold lead, but it feels like the sort of pressure that's being exerted on the map is definitely suffocating a little bit. Tundra did manage to get that bottom tier 1 tower, though.
Yeah, that is very big for them. It's not like this game's uneven. I think how I'm talking, it feels like OG are making these insane moves. The thing about it's just like the nature of their lineup as well, because you're running Lina, Luna cores. Both of these heroes want to farm a lot. Meanwhile, you know, Razor's gonna shove the lane in, go steal the enemy jungle. They've been very efficient on Tundra while all these plays are happening. You know, 9, he caught up on Lot despite the good play from Thompson mid, and he's top network now. They're going to Thompson here.
And this is a big kill if they can find it, and they will. Laguna Blade comes out and the right clicks to follow. Just as we're talking about how, yeah, it's not quite as clean cut as it looks. Tundra do make that play to pull it back a bit more into their favor, and now they are wanting to pressure mid, but Seb will come in and sort of put the kibosh on all that action. Still down bottom, Saksa gets a little bit of free time for himself, trying to get into those Guardian Greaves. Skitter? Oh, arrow. Is there anything else afterwards? It really, I mean, he's taking a lot of damage. Not a Siren Illusion hitting him hard, but Fada's nearby.
Fada can heal him up a bit here. Fada actually had his ultimate procced by a random neutral creep hitting him. The big thing though is they rotated all the heroes down towards Skitter to protect him, and Seb, he's just whacking on mid-tower. He has Helm of Dominator, Soul Ring, and Hood. No boots because he understands that if he just tanks up this game, damage from Tundra is very hard to get into a Tidehunter. It's all magical right now. And with Hood, Kraken Shell, and a Return Ravage, it's just too scary to go on him.
You mean no upgraded boots, right? He definitely has a pair of brown boots, but that's fine.
Did he just get that, or am I
Yeah.
crazy? No, he just got that in his career.
Okay,
He went all those items
got it.
before boots.
But that's still pretty hype. Seb, being just a beefcake, taking over the Ancients now as well.
And
What
OG,
can they do?
they farmed so many of Tundra's camps, like even Sumail getting involved. He is scouted up by a Nyx, but there was that rated center where that call up sustained. Top lane.
Going for it. 3-3, see if he can find this kill into Thompson again. Down very low, but not low enough. Muted. 9 gets himself away. Seb walking in, looking for that Ravage. Sumail. Oh, Rocket's so quickly. Do they have enough damage? He's alive on 20 HP. Another round of them getting out on nothing. 3-3, looking for a kill. Ring around the rosy. Saksa gets up to the high ground. They anticipate he's there, but he jumped down to the low. Tundra getting outmaneuvered a little bit as they lose the Luna and only get the Disruptor.
Man, OG has to be the team with the most heroes surviving under 50 HP in the world. It's just constantly happening. Thompson survives, he comes back in to turn it around, he survived with like 1 hit. And then again, Sumail, 1 hit again. Like, one more right click from Tundra and this game is swinging completely in the other direction. Again, it's an even game, but Tundra, that was like a big chance for them. Maybe even some beam RNG, you know? Maybe if Skinner had a 3rd point of beam instead of Aura or something. It's wild.
Well, that's the difference maker sometimes. That's all it can take. And yeah, I will say it's very impressive the way that Tundra has been able to like maintain this farm level, you know, into this like very aggressive pressuring type of lineup. And 3-3 here, we'll get caught by the arrow. Down bottom, will be able to burrow strike out afterwards though. So Dutch Heroes rotating in, and again, Seb, the only one that's left up here on the top side of the map, but he still just feels so free to do this.
Yeah, it's so hard to punish Seb for just walking wherever he wants. Both offlaners going for sort of more old school, I'd say, like a lot of items before Blink Dagger. I think recently the meta has been a lot of Blink Dagger's initiation on the offlaner role. But 3-3, he bought Vanguard and Travelers before, you know, Seb bought HODD and Hood. And it's more of a greedy style, so I think both these teams are gearing up towards the mid-late game.
Fair. What we would want to see from these types of players as well. No early GGs in this one. Again, a spot on the line for TI, the only one from Western Europe through these qualifiers. Down bottom, they're going to go again. Invis and out of there. He's fine.
Ooh, thanks.
Look at Notos, he's just walking into the enemy triangle, blocking Ancients.
Yeah, they already had one. I'm not sure if that other one blocked or not. They might have misplaced that one. But he doesn't deal with this because he doesn't want them to realize that he was in there. So that he spotted this observer ward with the sentry that he placed down, but just leaves it.
Okay.
That's kind of weird.
But that's sort of a weird play. I mean, Notel has a very wrinkly big brain, so I don't want to question him too much here. But it's not what you would normally expect. But, you know, these teams are standing in default. Nothing has really happened, but OG, they're slowly building their lead. It's 1-3 and 9 getting caught up here.
Good for an opening. Can they find it? TP's out, but the arrow's there. They were ready. It's interesting. Like, Disruptor being out of the meta for so long, like, the way that this hero can change the way that you have to play, it's really hard to deal with, I think. And 3-3 is just going to try and get himself away also. Does manage to waddle out of there.
And it didn't really matter there because they had a glimpse coming anyways, but I just thought it was cute how there's a creep blocking the arrow. So Saksa and Thompson had some communication where Thompson killed the creep before the arrow was fired, just to guarantee that kill. I mean, Notel was there with the infinite range glimpse anyways. But always nice to see that cooperation in Dota.
True enough.
Sumail, he's actually gone for an SMY, by the way, not your usual meta. What that means is you really want to hit this huge line. Are they going for Seb top?
This is a big kill. Blink Dagger reveal. Jumps right on top. Oh, but they're flipping the wave as well. Seb, Ravage on to 5. Can that get him out of here, though? Snaking, moving forward. Doesn't have the mana right now for the stun. He's looking for that next round coming in. Can they get out of here, though? The Song of the Siren comes out. They all spread. Ravage is already down. The only target that they can spot right now is Skinner. Do they go on? Do they have the upgrade afterwards? Spada pops back, and enough. Yes, he's living. Skinner able to go for the turnaround. If Phonic Shield doing work, but Thompson turns now. 9 trying to make something else happen there, but the rest of Tundra still alive. Seb again getting out with 100 HP. 9 dropping down low, but able to live through it. Sumail now turns on to 9, tries to blow him up, able to find it snaking, also gonna fall. The only one left alive is gonna be 3-3 as Sumail gets the triple kill. Very impressive showing. Blink out, does he get away? They spot him over there. Do you have the net after? Oh my goodness, catching him off to the side, and the delayed 5-hero wipe is gonna come out from 3-3 as Thompson gets that final touch. What a fight.
And again, Seb, he's just living on 100 HP. His items just perfectly oriented towards the game. They're sort of outplaying Tundra in these fights. I think it's like right now, it was definitely OG's timing. Like if you have Naga Siren and you have Ravage, Static Link, Arrow, and Disruptor, like this entire lineup is tailored around the Naga Siren, which makes sense. It was the first 2 Naga Siren. It's very hard to fight into them until your cores have BKB. And both, I feel like they've gone a little bit greedy on Tundra's side. Like Lina went for the Boots of Travels and Yu Scepter. I think at the Major we saw a lot of Yu's BKB, and we saw from Miracle even going Boots of Travels straight into that BKB. I would have preferred that a bit this game.
Right, it is making him a little bit more vulnerable to these combos. And I mean, in that instance, right, like the Static Storm, he still got the Phonic Shield off to try and save it. Glimpse a little bit misplayed there with 9. He does manage to get out.
This is a big timing for Tundra. There's no Static Storm, so that means that the sleep is much less threatening. I don't think they'll get to do anything with it. They pretty much still need to farm their BKBs. Skitter is going to disassemble his Dragon Lance just to get out that BKB just a bit quicker, because he understands like the necessity of this item this game. But overall, like look at the net worth. OG, they're just pulling ahead. To be honest, going into this game, I thought if Tundra win this game with this draft, I think it's going to be 3-0, because I thought it was so hard for them to play. I mean, they can still win this game because Luna, you know, there's a reason why she's one of the best 2 carries in this meta right now, in this tournament at least. But it's looking a little tough for them here.
Playing a little bit on hard mode, and OG definitely taking advantage of it and making all the right moves constantly. We've seen this sort of, like you talk about, a little bit more brawly build coming out from Sumail that's allowed him to get involved in these fights maybe earlier than you would anticipate from a Naga Siren.
Bottom 3-3 might get... Nope, never mind. Sorry. They're smoking up on Tundra though. They want something to happen on this map. They need to make some moves before the beekeeper and Lina. It's too far away.
No-tail right behind. Ready to try and interrupt this. 9, he doesn't have his BKB yet, but there's the catch on a no-tail instead. So they're going to try and find that finish onto him first. Seb still being brought down low. So kind of going on 2 separate targets, and they end up not getting either of them. Very weird moment right there. Arrow's going to be off the mark. They're bringing in Sumail now. He has Song still. This looks really bad for Tundra as they're going to catch Snake King, try and bring him down. Do they have enough? Yes. Snake King will fall. Thompson did use the BKB right there, trying to TP out right now. Lina, but won't get out in time. Soxa cleans up Fada. And Tundra, just target prioritization, not quite there.
I think maybe a little bit of nerves, maybe a breakdown in communication, but I mean, OG, they're playing really well. These heroes getting out on 100 HP. But I think if you go back, like with hindsight, you watch the replays, you know, 0.25 speed, these heroes probably could have died with a little bit more coordination from Tundra. And that's also revealing itself in that bot fight. I think you can't go on this Tidehunter. They epicenter him twice. He hasn't even come close to dying for the initial epicenter. The Disruptor, he's a juicy 5 position there. Lina could have just sort of walked over and right-clicked him a couple of times. But again, like this is hard. Like it's hard to play in these situations. You're in the finals of the TI qualifier. Do you really want to go to TI? And this is sort of where OG shine, right? There's a reason they're 2-time TI champs.
Definitely have that communication down, and whether it's whatever it ends up being, it's going to need to be a big change up from Tundra if they want to get back into this game, because 11,000 net worth lead at 22 minutes. This is OG just doing OG thing, and they've already queued up and have done the Aghanim Scepter on Seb. So now you've got minus armor working together with all the rest of this physical damage coming out from Naga, coming out from Razor. If they want to go into the Roche Pit, it feels like at almost any point with Song up, they can do that. The game is completely free. And Tundra, they're going to try and reclaim a little bit of map composure as they head down bottom.
And Sumail, he almost has his hard finish. I don't think Tundra have the heroes to deal with the Naga Siren pressure on the map. So a lot of this game is gonna come down to OG getting to make all the choices. Because, you know, you have more map pressure, which gives you more information and more vision, and your opponent, on the flip side, they get none of that. You see, he's Q points from Fada, he's pulling the mid wave, trying to do anything to get his team back into this game. But they're just in such a commanding position. And look at bottom.
Oh, looking for it. Skitter, you can't get caught here, my man. They pull him back in, have BKB TP out. And that'll be enough to get Skitter away. Now, do they lose any other heroes on the retreat? Doesn't look like it. He's back to farming again, but look at who's been here already. Naga Siren has farmed out the entire jungle pretty much.
And OG, something they're doing so well that's understated this game is they're doing a lot of economical damage to Tundra. I saw Seb throw his random HODD creep to block the Ancients. They've had like 3 sentries on this Ancient camp, just shoving them in there. And your Skinner, he's not the normal Luna. He's 11k net worth at 24 minutes. In a free farm Luna game, I think you want like 14k at 20 minutes. He's not there, and he's not going to be there until like 28 minutes? Like, he's way far behind. Yeah, sorry, I just said a lot of random numbers I've made up. They're not even real. So.
They mean things to you, I'm sure of it. But yeah, it's wild. I think the job that we've seen OG do, it's just a study in how to shut down this Naga Siren that's been so difficult to deal with across the qualifiers, all regions.
Dire's top tower.
And now Naga Siren, she's just heading into Roshan. She's itemizing to be super tanky because she understands that her map presence is insane this game. She's got Heart, she's got Scotty, and like, how do you really... It's not even about fighting, because if there's a 5-on-5 fight where you get a good Epicenter, some good Nick stuns, you have enough to save on Tundra to sort of take any good fight. It's about the fact that OG, they get to choose when they want to fight. You can see, like Seb, he's not under any pressure. He went for the Agadons before blinking out, opting to scale as hard as he can. He can just have Naga sleep for him so he can get Ravage off. He doesn't care.
Absolutely. And this is now another moment where Tundra are still getting stuff around the map while this rush is being taken. They know that this is going on, and they have to wait for that next set of timings to try and take the fight. But we'll see what OG decide to do with this Aegis. Feels like it might be a little bit of constriction time by them, as Naga will take back over this jungle. There is a decent ward in this area by Tundra, which is just outside of the outpost. We'll see if they can maybe catch somebody on that, but it's just really difficult with their lineup to find any kills at this point.
They do have fresh BKB on 9.
A little bit of a mix-up there. Don't worry, we're back. As it does look like the attempt, Ti10, he's right on top of Fada. They spot him, fakes out that LSA, not going to get anything from it. And pops the ulti afterwards. That is a lot of damage stolen by Ti10. Fada just gets ripped apart. Laguna Blade afterwards trying to find the finish. Ti10 goes down. Oh, Aegis used. And suddenly, things start looking better. Skitter, he is in. BKB, and now the epicenter. Tundra trying to turn this back around. The Ravage doesn't do anything. They get the Burrow Strike for the kill. What a freaking play from Tundra. Now the turn, 3-3. They brought down low by these Naga Siren illusions. And on the other side, Ti10, he pops the BKB, but gets turned on. The aura from Skitter with all those heroes punching him was tremendous there.
And Tundra, I mean, maybe I shouldn't have counted out in this game at all, because they've come back against both Liquid and Brave, I think, from insane leads, and they're showing why right there. They're ready to punish their opponent. You know, a little bit of sloppiness, I'd say, from OG in that play, but that was Aegis and Razor's refresher timing, and they use Ravage, Song, like they use everything, and it's effectively a 4-2-4-1 for the Aegis. All of a sudden, Luna, she's back into this game. She's gonna go, she has her Pike now, so she can't get linked as easily. She's gonna go for the Daedalus Shard build, so she doesn't have to commit. And this is something I completely didn't calculate, is a Luna Shard. This helps you deal with the illusions a lot. Combined with the Daedalus, 1 or 2 beams, and you can clear 2 illusions basically for free.
OG definitely still in the lead right now. As you can see, 16-9, but more importantly, that 9,000 gold lead, but a setback. And we've seen leads get thrown away before by a lot of different teams in this qualifier. They're going to need to definitely shore it up a little bit here if they want to close out this game. Number 1, they have a great ward in the area that's going to scout out Fada. But right now, Saksa getting hunted by Snake King. Does he stick around a bit too long? Sumail's over here. And that might be enough to separate this. So Does look like they'll be able to find that pickoff onto Snake King. Good movement by OG to keep this pressure on. And now, Skitter getting chased. Doesn't have Ravage, and Skitter does have BKB. They're going to slow him down a little bit. Sumail moving into position, does have that song available. Pops the BKB, trying to run away. And that was a really good play right there. They do manage to kill off Sumail's courier, but forcing out that BKB and now getting that tier 2 tower. Really good stuff from OG.
Good. Sumail, he's chosen because of the mess ups. You can't go for pure tankiness unless you're really far ahead of your opponent. You do have to kill at some point. Because of the last fight, I think he's opted to go for the butterfly. I think it's the right choice. He's also picked up the best item for Naga Siren, in my opinion. Spider Legs. I thought I was gonna say quickly charm, but apparently now it's Spider Legs. The item is just too good. 3-3, he's making space, but honestly, okay.
Yeah.
BKB out.
These BKB timings, you were right. They're so strong in this type of game.
When you're behind, the only way you can come back against Naga Siren lineups is to figure out a way to fight them. Because you can't split push. Your map is always going to be bad. But what Naga Siren's weakness is she is a terrible, terrible hero who doesn't really offer any team fight of her own. Like, I play a lot of Naga Siren. She's a timing hero. You need map control. I think a lot of the people that think of Naga Siren would sort of say the same. You think of like your TZs or Almays. They always go for like this big timing aggression. Oh, they caught him.
They catch him. The Impale afterwards. Low on mana, has enough for the song, but the BKBs? What? Where are the BKBs? Oh, they're not going to catch him there. Oh, 9. He came in time. Pops that BKB. The Laguna Blade out. They find the finish. Sumail goes down.
Ooh, that was really clutch by 9, because I think Skitter was going to really kick himself there. He had Pike up and he had BKB up, but he didn't use either of them because he's trying to be a bit greedy for the fight. Maybe he's used to like moving with his wind lace that he had for most of the game. Honestly, it was like 0.1 seconds off getting the beam off, and then he wouldn't have needed to waste his BKB anyways. But OG, they want to fight without Naga.
He has his BKB now, though, but he's going to get caught. Is he going to get killed? Yes. That is a big blow up. I guess that, like, you know, that... Oh, wait, Fada? He's in trouble, too. 1 by 1, OG finding these picks. And Fada is going to give him a high five, but will be brought down very quickly afterwards. And what great recognition right now by OG to find that opening. And now looking for more. No tail. If they get vision down, 3-3's in trouble. He has his BKB for the TP out, though, if they want to use it. Yule Scepter, but the BKB GG, and he's away.
They are...
Thought that maybe they were going to stick around this top side a little bit longer and maybe push that tower, but wanting to go for the extra kills instead. OG, always the bloodthirsty squad.
Yeah, I think they're just constantly forcing out these BKBs, and I mean, I saw 9 during that engagement. While they're going for Abaddon, Seb was like sitting in front of his midwave, and he hit him for like a good 5 seconds on Lina. Seb did not care. The other thing I want to mention is that this Aghanim Scepter plus the Gush talent at 20 and 15 has really good synergy with OG's lineup, because Naga Siren Riptide is actually 8 armor and like max, and you can get the shard for another 4 armor. So if they ever win at like any engagement, they're always going to be able to take Roshan instantly. They're going to do a lot of physical damage if they can right-click them, which they can because they have so many combo spells off the sleep.
I wonder if Sumail ends up getting the shard eventually too. It's another 4 armor.
It's one of the best shards. You definitely want to buy at some point. I mean, Naga Siren farms so fast that you can sort of delay it a lot just because, you know, you get the other items first.
Well, 9 hoping to punch a little bit harder. Finishes off the MKB now.
Smoke up from OG here.
Down bottom.
Dyer's top
Skitter.
tower.
Skitter. And Fada's not nearby enough. Looking for that chase down Hurricane Pike. Back out. The rest of Tundra, though, moving into position. BKB comes out. And immediately link up to 9, trying to right-click him down for death. Is it going to be enough to get him down? Yes, they find that kill. Now Sumail turns, trying to sign that kill now onto Skitter. What does he have left in the tank? Look to the side, no kills there as well. Snaking down to the ground. The Rabbit, though, for the turnaround, and they blow up Skitter. What a great combo from Stab 9. Trying to turn now into no tail. He finds that kill. He might just be able to clean up in the back line. Oh, they didn't count for 9 as the right clicks come in. Triple kill for him. Burrow Strike tries to back away from Seb. Snake King gonna just sit there in the ground, a little pile of dirt, causing trouble. But what a turnaround from 9.
Oh my god. This Lina, she's kicked in, you know? She was tickling that Tidehunter earlier, but as soon as she gets to this MKB, this hero does insane damage. She's a level 20 talent, which means that Fiery Soak is 130 attack speed per stack of what you get 3. It's 390 attack speed in one skill. That's an insane thing, and with MKB, she just killed everyone. Sumail, he has 4k HP with a butterfly. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that is some scary stuff. And we saw there even the Razor dying while he got the link off onto Lina. If you're able to burst him down before that ends up coming out fully, it's gonna matter. As
Top lane, they got no time as well here.
They find him. This combination,
Radiant's
they're looking at
top tower
quite
is under
strong from
attack.
Tundra, and they're chaining these kills together. Roche, a minute and a half away. So that will give them enough time on OG to catch back up.
Aeon Disca on 9 as well. So this is one of the counters to the Naga Sleep Aghanim combo disruptor. Step, he's still a boss. He's just gonna walk in here alone.
He keeps on trying to hit those spike carapaces. That one's gonna be off the mark, and afterwards they're gonna connect with the arrow. Getting a little bit too close to comfort plate. Turn that one box up. Evil Scepter lift up afterwards. Seb gets the anchor smash off. LSA going to connect, right clicks. It's enough. Vada gets the ulti procced. Aeon Disc is down as well. 9 going to have to back out of here, but they're kind of committing for this tier 1 tower. You can see all heroes right now on this side of the map. They will take that down, and that gives them a pretty good avenue to go and fight for Roche if they can take mid-tier 1 as well on Tundra.
This has been a big comeback from Tundra. They even get this illusion rune on bottom. Normally you can't get the lanes out versus the Naga side with their lineup, but if you constantly kill your opponents, you can, because you know they just have less heroes to push the lane out. You get this illusion rune. It's basically like a Midas on steroids, because you push every lane and you get map control, and all of a sudden it's looking a lot better for Tundra.
Song afterwards. This is a good combo here. The Disruptor ulti's down. They have the Ravage if they need it, but you can pair up those two heroes. Those ones don't have BKBs. So a really nice combo.
Jump up to Sumail mid though.
Sumail, he's starting to drop down low. Laguna Blade, BKB's already out. He tries to walk away, but it won't happen. And now Top's been turned upon as well. They've got the vision, looking to take him down. Will it be enough though? The body block's coming in from Fata as he gets the ulti off the turn. The Ravage, that might be enough. Skinner trying to drop down low. The beam, they try to kill him, but Skinner gets away. This time, Seb Gut, it's not going to be there. They can't bring him down. LSA, and the chase continues. They have the Dust Sox. They're trying to back away. It looks like they're going to get Seb out, but fight after fight going into the favor of Tundra.
Oh, this is getting really spicy, Lyrical. Look at this. They caught Saxo again.
Oh man, Burrow Strike is there. He's just gonna get shredded. That tier 1 tower's gonna go down now.
This is a swipe and Roshan, and you know, OG, they've been putting out some magic this game. Living fights with 1 HP, constantly getting out. This time it's Tundra striking back. Skidder barely living there. You know, Fada taking up anything he can for his boy, shielding him, healing him, and I don't know, Naga Siren, this hero is very trash. If you don't win the game, you fall off. Like the shard for Luna is huge there because he had it queued up, but now he's basically given 1400 gold. He has the Daedalus. He's gonna be able to go for the Satanic. I don't know if the team fights are looking simple for OG anymore. No tell. He's desperately trying to get his Aghanims, but I don't know. It's spooky.
Yeah, I think that like what you're talking about right there is going to be the big potential for the turnaround here. And you know why OG definitely never going to give up in this game. You've always got that chance for dropping the static storm down with the Aghanims. It's going to be potentially devastating. And if we ever get to the point, not that it's likely, that level 25 talent from No Tail is absolutely insane with the AoE for it. Don't know if we're going to get there, but takes up the whole freaking screen, it feels like.
Oh, you mean his 25 talent disruptor? I mean, honestly,
yes,
the way this game is going, we might. Because look at the net worth graph. OG, they were dominating. They had this 10k gold plus lead for like, I don't know, what is that? I can't do math. Like 15 minutes. And now Tundra, they're back. They're up 2k. Have they ever been, they haven't been leading since like 2 minutes into the game or something.
An impressive turnaround. And at least for the moment, things feeling like it's Tundra's way, but we've seen OG come back from bigger deficits before.
I think the hardest thing as Naga Siren to play against is actually Sand King's 25 talent. Because it makes it, your illusions never right-click anyone. It doesn't even matter if you have NKB. It's about the movement speed slow and just getting into this area. It kills them. And now, like, trying to think, like, they need a really big combo in order to win team fights on OG, and they're looking for it here.
They've got the potential. Tidehunter, he also got Arcane Blink.
Arcane Blink.
This guy's wild. What? Seb. Thompson. They're all in this area. Oh god, a big song play is exactly what they need right now. Skitter and Snake King, they're a little ways away. You can see Tundra though, the positioning, they're all spread out. They know that's one of the few ways that OG can get back into this, and they're not giving them that opportunity for the moment.
Aren't these like sort of meme items? Like Eternal Shroud, Tidehunter, Arcane Blink?
Listen, Seb's a memer, okay?
Like they were very far ahead. No, because their understanding of the game's going to be different than mine. But in my head, these items don't make as much sense. Like, I would have liked to see, I don't know, like Shiva's Refresher on Tidehunter this much far. Like, maybe it'll work out, but I'm very curious if, like, this was like a, maybe they're a bit too cocky getting ahead of this game, but they're catching Sunel again here, man.
This is really bad for OG, but potentially good if they can turn with a big counter initiation play. Song of the Siren comes out. That's a lot of heroes together, but will it be enough? No Tail drops it down, but Naga, he hit me up. He ran into the song. Sumail turns down one Snake King, trying to find that kill, but he's not dying. Ravage afterwards, he connects on the floor. They try and bring him down. Snake King will die. Skitter with the turn, hoping to live through this. Thompson starting to drop down low. 9 didn't fall, but eventually he does. And now Sumail standing tall through all of this. But that talent coming in from 3-3, the turn now from Skitter, the Luna trying to carry like it's done so many times through all of these games, but it's not looking like it's quite gonna happen. He's still so tanky. They buy back on 3-3. They have to get him back into this fight. Flipping that wave, looking for the chase down. Do they find him? Yes. They're gonna catch Sumail here. The buyback comes afterwards from the Tidehunter, and now Tundra have to run. 3-3, dodging away for the moment. Skitter thinking about turning on this one. It's so tough though. Seb is so tanky. And 3-3 will attempt to escape. The fight is already won by OG, but how much more can they get? They take down that Sand King. Back and forth the pendulum swings.
My god, I was thinking, like, how could OG win these fights? And they found it. They bait Tundra into sort of a weird position, and they get this perfect Aghanim Disruptor ulti onto some crucial heroes. Skitter, he has the Aegis, but, you know, Thompson, he manages Zone 9 out with Lina, and Lina, she just, I mean, she didn't have enough for buyback there, and they win that fight. They killed 3-3 twice, who's the biggest mess, and we might be seeing some Raxes going down here.
I mean, honestly, the fight lasted so long that they've got Ravage back up again in 15 seconds and no heroes. There's a dieback for Sand King.
I think they've really identified that snaking is a big problem in these team fights. And you can see 3-3, he has his courier position. They're going to pull the midway, but, you know, you have top and mid, which again, I don't know if this sneaky play is going to work off with that.
Oh, well, nonetheless, I mean, like you said, they have creeps in the base already. Snaking is back up along with Lina. Can OG manage to take these racks while Sand King is down? Can they go for more? I mean, Snake King is burrowed. So that's stun to start. They have a lot of these cores left alive. More Sand King for 50. There's the BKB out. Sumail turning onto him, trying to take him down low. It's a lot of damage though. Back onto Sumail, and there's the Ravage afterwards. It comes out with the static storm down on all of them. Aeon Disc, I don't know if that's going to be enough to keep him alive. As 9, oh, with the BKB though, able to turn this around. They turn on to Saxa, take him down to Boo. So 2 quick kills. And nobody died on Tundra.
Did they re-get the gem there? I think they picked it up from Saxa as well there, and that's a huge turnaround. Again, you know, you get top racks, but you push a little bit too far and your heroes sort of get exposed, because when these BKBs come up from Tundra, you don't have that much damage. It's very hard for Thompson to run it. 9, he just, I don't know how much DPS he's doing, but this might be one of the highest DPS heroes in the game. If you can get to MKB Daedalus, I mean, you have 400 attacks for your skill, you get all the plus damage items. He's a huge nuisance in these fights for OG, and you can't burst him because of the Aeon Disc.
And look at this too. You've got one item that Fada's been queuing up this entire game, and he's got it now coming out. It's the Aghanim Scepter. So
that's sick.
He also took the Mistcoil heal and damage talent. So now, whenever he pops this, any extra damage that's being dealt in this AoE, which is all of OG's damage pretty much, he's going to be healing up the rest of his team.
It's pretty much a full nullification of damage. I mean, you're healing them like 70%. You get a Holy Locker, I think it's something like 85 or something ridiculously high. The numbers are a bit off, but that's another counter coming out to this Disruptor Agnes, because you can even bait your team. They can get caught in it. There's no way you have enough damage to kill them during this Abaddon Eggs ultimate. It's such a smart choice by Fada. And there's no healing nullification or reduction coming out for OG SWAT. They don't have the Shivas, they don't have the Spirit Vessel, and they don't have a Skadi. So he will heal his teammates. Like, they can live through anything. That's my idea of the Abaddon Eggs.
As long as Fada's not the one that gets caught, I guess is the biggest thing.
And Snake, look at he has a BKB on Nyx Assassin. He's got Agams to BKB. If you just look at the damage coming from OG's side, if you are golden, they cannot kill you. They just don't have the means to right-click you. So OG's win condition now, they have to catch Abaddon plus a core inside the Static Storm. Like, Fada has to be very careful in these next engagements.
Well, he's just running brazenly in. Does not appear to care.
He can be caught alone too as well, right? As long as he's not... I mean, this would be bad if they got caught here, but, they're smoked up. They're feeling confident.
Oh, he doesn't have the gem. He spots all the Naga Siren illusions now, and smoking to get broken. Okay, that was a scary moment. That was a pucker for sure. But they are going to back away. And all right, no G. I think with Fata showing there for a second, that's going to reveal that yes, we do have the Aghanim Scepter on the side of Tundra, and for OG, yes, we still got the Ags Disruptor. So both teams very aware. I'm wondering if we end up seeing that Ags eventually from Thompson with this refresher play.
Look at the Roshan spawn timer, 15 seconds. OG have control over this area of the map with the double ward. Sorry, what was that you asked about the Agnes refresh or something?
For Razor, I'm wondering eventually. I mean, we'll see if they just get one on Roche as well.
Yeah, I think he wants it from Roshan. It does have the Aghanim's. It's a very strong item. You sleep and he BKBs. Okay, you just net him during the BKB. And then now you can 5v1 him because everyone else is asleep.
Or there just might not be a fight at all. I mean, after that timing, I think Tundra are going to probably come and check out Roche, I would imagine.
They don't have any Roshan scout, though. Like, they have to commit to a fight.
Yeah, it's really... Oh, my God, Roche is going down. Do they have any inkling that this is going on? 3-3 is up on the high ground. He's got an opening here if they wanted to go check it, but I just don't think that they know. It's down. They're in there. Ward will drop. Does he jump after he spots the Roach Coast? Doesn't look like it. Oh man, what a huge gift for OG.
They still have the ward here. They're going on to snaking.
Thinking about it at the very least. Stun is out there. Sumail up on the high ground. Fata, he's all alone right now. Gotta be careful. Snaking throws out that stun to try and attempt for the backaway, but they already popped that borrowed time. So Aghanim's going to be completely useless now. Thompson goes for the wraparound, finds Fata, stealing all the damage. 3-3 burrow strike. The turn though. Oh, nice! Takes down, they got him! They'll drop one, but can they get... Oh, no, buyback. Let's get back into this one. Seb drop down somewhat low, and they find that finish. Snaking trying to move over into position. Fata TP's out, but they get the kill on Snaking. Oh, Seb ends up falling. They have
two buybacks. 2 buybacks on OG. Ravage used. And Tundra just convincingly win that fight. Honestly, I don't know how they won that fight. They completely, like, they had such a good idea. Okay, he has Aghanim's on Abaddon. We can just poke him until he uses his ultimate. But they didn't combo their spells. Sleep wasn't used. Disrupt Probability was sort of waiting for that sleep. They jump on Sumail. He doesn't get his BKB off. He dies. He's saving it for his buyback, but the fight's lost by then. Thompson, he's popped his refresher orb already, and my goodness, it's just Tundra. Their team fighting just looks so superior during that engagement.
I mean, and this was after like a really shaky early game from them. Like those couple of moves just felt so bizarre and not what we've seen from them previously. But now, all of a sudden, keep in mind, this was the Tidehunter that bought out for the refresher. Seb doesn't have buyback.
They should know he has no buyback if they've clicked him. And if you see a big item like refresher, especially on the null 1 position, you'll be like, yeah, this guy's committed. I don't think he's farmed the additional 3,000 gold he needs.
Well, ready to walk up to high ground right now. Tundra knocking on the front door. They've already lost to Rax themselves, but there's another hero that takes them rather rapidly, and that is the Luna. Time and again, this hero has been able to pull it out when it seemed helpless. And Skitter doing it now in the grand finals. Do they stick around for more? Still 30 seconds with no tide. And I mean, his buyback was still on cooldown, but nonetheless, it looks like Tundra are going to take the more conservative approach, back out, claim the outpost, and and then be ready to go for round number 2 in a bit. But a 10,000 gold lead back the other way.
The thing with this game is I don't think Tundra feel pressure to end this game. In OG, they always have potential to clutch. You know, you have Tidehunter with what the hell did I just say? You have Tidehunter with Refresher. You have Naga Siren Sleep with Aghanim Scepter on the Disruptor. Oh my, what did I just say there? That was so weird. Anyways, but
the brain melts
like,
when we
overall,
watch these
I think,
team fights.
Yeah, this game's insane, and I don't think Tundra are feeling any pressure. Now they have another counter to the Disruptor Aghanims in the Wind Waker coming out from Lina, and you know, Golden plus Wind Waker, pretty good versus committal spells.
Now, OG, again, if you can catch these guys out of position, they all have buyback on Tundra, but it can very quickly turn into a devastating loss. But find one, Noxa able to get the leap out of there. Seb throws out some more of these gushes in the retreat.
Snaking has level 25. He took the 80 agility. He's gonna be a beast.
Okay.
It's good. You get a lot of armor from it. So
31 armor.
Yeah, it's a lot of armor. And don't underestimate the late game Nyx fight clip. No joke, no cap.
He's hitting kind of hard there. Why not? Get an E-blade maybe? Why not? But
that is the dream. The other thing that's happening in these fights is like Snaking, he's just being such a nuisance. Like I think I've seen a couple times where the fights are happening and Seb or Sumail, they just become out of mana because, you know, the Nyx, as he progresses more into the game, he just becomes more and more annoying with your in-scaling.
That is a very frustrating component to it as well. They're trying to get to this next item now with the Disruptor. He's going for a Refresher. If he can get that, that would be huge. Sumail trying to get to the, or does have the Nullifier completed. That one, I'm not exactly sure what the main goal is. Yules, I guess, and Wind Waker?
Shadows, take us.
Sorry, for who? I was talking about
the Nullifier. Yeah.
Nullifier?
For the Naga.
Yeah, I think... I mean, it's for Aeon Discs, right?
Okay.
So you can burst people in the Disruptor ulti. Skitters, he's picked up this Aghanim Scepter. Ooh, Nullifier does change the situation a lot. Combined with the Disruptor Aghanims.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This is so tense.
They're very grouped up together. Scan will connect on the high ground. Aegis will expire. Tundra. Top lane is pressuring in. Mid also has double catapults. And you can see that OG just comfortable staying on this bottom side of the map here.
Illusion!
They're trying to get towards the AC or the Razor. 3-3 will eventually kill off this wave with the Sandstorm. But very, very tense. It's like that overwhelming team fight that you get from OG, but it feels like the heroes on Tundra just have more damage. And they've got the healing that they need with Fada.
OG, they're going high ground here. They want to force Tundra back to their base at the very least. And
good job for
got a glimpse onto 9. Okay, Minotaur Horn coming out.
Has that on cooldown for another 30 seconds. Did we get any flickers in this game? Nope, nobody's gonna free win. That's fine. Okay.
Honestly, I don't think Flicker would be as impactful in this type of game. It's like the team fights are too like they're too sudden with big AoEs. Like Flicker's really good when the team fights get really spaced out and you can outmaneuver people. Also want to mention, while OG were trying to force Tundra back to base, Tundra did go back, but Skitter actually managed to pick up an illusion rune, and you can sort of see like mid and top lane they pushed super hard. Now they're smoking up because they have the additional map pressure. 9 can push in bottom, travels in.
They have Ags now on 3-3. Spot Seb there. Decide to go yet. That is not the target that you want to try and burst. And they're waiting for somebody to show. Gem bought by Naga. Seb's still up on the high ground. He's just being this wall in front of the rest of the team. I think they know exactly where all of Tundra is. Those Naga Siren illusions. It's going to be able to push the super creeps back again and not get a free creep wave in. 3-3 looking for somebody here. That ward plays just outside of Sentry Vision.
Okay, so for Abaddon, he's picked up the Holy Locker, which means that he heals around 420 HP per 525 taken. So effectively like a 82% damage reduction coming out to his allies. That's a lot of damage reduction. Keeping his allies alive and oh, they caught the glimpse here. He missed another burrow strike on it.
Oh, but the blink out after the Yule. Well played. So 3-3 able to get away from that catch. And again, OG, after leading, that lead vanished quickly off the back of some solid Tundra plays, now trying to pull themselves back into this. Blink forward from Seb.
Yeah, they saw
fight me.
They saw Lina TP top to deal with the wave, so immediately they want to start the fight. There is some pretty scary plays from Tundra though. If they get some stuns combined with this Luna ulti, he's gone for every Luna except the stun one, which makes sense. He has so many stuns on his team. He wants that Lycio to man fight. He doesn't have Satanic or anything. You can potentially burst, I think, anyone on the OG side. But it's 18 beams at 400 damage each.
More than a little bit. And again, 8,500 gold right now onto Skitter, trying to figure out what else he wants to get. Maybe a Moonshot or something, but it's going to be a smoke up. No G, they're holding this high ground. They have good vision in the area. Fada is going to walk up that hill. 3-3 jump, Shibas catches onto one. Disruptor, it's not a bad one to get the Ag Scepter afterwards. Not going to do enough damage. Song of the Siren comes out. And the slow. They have great vision here. Fada drops one up as he tries to walk up to the high ground. Pops in. Going to have that BKB out. Fada, ulti pops. They get the glimpse, and then Fada with the walk away. Things getting very awkward right now. Do Tundra want to stick around for any more? Good stun. LSA afterwards. He's going to connect down, trying to bring down Thompson with great forward staff, keeping him alive. Blade not going to be enough for that kill. Skitter, Fada, over there on the east side of the engagement. 3-3, trying to turn on Sumail now. Able to find that long range stun from the Interceptor, but they get the BKB off. Ravage afterwards, going to connect onto two heroes. Big ulti's not really getting where they need to be from OG, and No-Tail just gets exploded. Pops the refresher. Second round Ravage. Do they have enough now? They take down one. Lina dead. Skitter still standing up on that high ground. Burrow strike and Impale. Trying to connect, but another force staff coming from Saksa. Seb trying to live. They get a good stun there on the Skitter. Fada shield. Back away. Another round of these weird back and forth fights.
9 buys back. Roshan is up in 10 seconds.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh, look at this. Look at this read from Seb here, though. He knows that, guys, we need pressure on the map because they're going to get Roshan. We can't fight them right now. I only have 0 Ravages. I mean, Ravage on a 30-second cooldown because, you know, it's a 74-second cooldown when he uses Arc Building. That's reasonable. But Roshan, it's going down fast. As soon as 9 begin to hit this, are they scared right now?
Well, they saw Naga illusions coming in, and obviously you don't know if it's the real one or not. So Seb, he's stepping forward. This could potentially be all of it. You gotta be so wary. This is Ags, Refresher, Aegis, Cheese, everything. Ravage. They get the AC done right now. Jump, they found No-Tail. He already fought back. Gets the ulti off, but now trying to get away with the BKBs, the chase down. They find the stun. They get the kill. There is no static storm in this fight, but the Ravage, is that going to be enough? 9, he got his BKB off. Right-clicking 7 to death as T2 will fall. Does have buyback, but he doesn't have a Ravage afterwards. Will have Refresher in 10. This looks like it's going to be Tundra's Roche.
Invisibility.
And, you know, I'm sitting here with my full information, wondering why they're not doing Roshan. Of course, they have a Naga. They're going to sleep the Roshan, clearly showing why I'm analyzing the game and they're playing in these finals, because that's just insane. I would have went for that Roshan, lost the game. Tundra, short-headed, despite all the pressure, despite this game being so hard from the start, they're making really good decisions. They secured a Roshan, they secured a team fight, and therefore it looks like they might be on their way to securing this game.
Yo, they forgot that you don't get vision in the Roche because they sent the courier in to pick up the Refresher shard.
There's
and they don't have it. Yeah.
That seems like a really good item, Lyrical. I feel like some heroes could use that this game.
Sand King sent in his courier to get it, but I think that they lost vision and he had like shift queued it to go back, so they don't have that Refresher. I mean,
Dota.
These things get wild. 3 minutes away. We're almost at that hour mark. The jump forward though, will we reach it? Pops the BKB. They back out on Tundra as the buyback came from Seth. Starhorn already used. BKBs. They have them available on Tundra. Fada still has ulti. Static Storm will be up when No-Tail's up. and they'll have the Song of the Siren if Tundra stick too close together. This. I mean, the triple arrow goes out, connect there onto 9, but Fata's on cleanup duty. As Snake King preps himself for the pressure. Down bottom, Seb was keeping that lane pushed in. And they're gonna have to deal with that potentially. The arrow will go out. A big creep wave coming in top. As another one comes in mid, but they break the backdoor protection. And now moving up towards this high ground, trying to take a tier 3 tower with the slow siege coming from 9. Arrow, give it off the mark there again. Look at this positioning. They drop the static storm right on his Snake King low. Trying to kill him off. He's down low and going to fall. But afterwards, the Burrow Strike kills off No Tail. Looking for more. They bought back on next. Ravage going to connect onto 3. Back away on 3-3, trying to escape from that link. And it's do it. No more refresher. Second Ravage though takes down Lana. No ulti. Skinner dropping down low. Can't lift the wall. The Snake Panic doing so much work, keeping him alive. The turn now onto Suvel. Snake King moves in, finds the stun, gets the Vendetta hit, gets the kill. They don't have a creep wave right now, and they're pressuring it out. 3-3, TP's in on it. That's what keeps it alive as 9 gets turned on. Still has that Aegis up. He's gonna go down once here, most likely, although maybe not. 3-3, turning, right click, tops it dead. Ultra kill for 9 as he dies. And now, eyes on the prize. Tundra wanting to take this game number 1. Do they have enough in the tank? Arrow goes out, gonna connect on to that Nyx Assassin, down low. Song of the Siren afterwards. What do they have? They don't have the Static Storm. This would have been perfect, but No Tail is dead. Arrow not gonna come out and connect there on the Snake King, but they turn now, trying to bring down Thompson. No more BKB left. 3-3 dropping low, but Fata holding out, keeping him survivable. Skinner turns onto the Ancient, and the